Hey everyone, it's Susie. How you doing? Before we start, I've got some insight for you for July 2025, but I am coming off the back of 2 weeks or two and a half weeks of a really severe bout of the flu. So sometimes I catch my breath. So I'm just putting that out there as we start because I know it's going to kind of pop up at certain times. But it's actually totally in alignment with this crystalline energy grid that I'm seeing being placed around us for the month of July. It's not just there for the month of July. It's there. It's something that the Artcurians have been working on. There's very much Melchizedek energy, Merlin energy, Saint Germain energy of popping these almost like diamonds of light all around the grid lines on the planet, so that we who are the light workers, who are doing the inner clearing, that energy of reconnecting with our essence, our inner light, it's going to amplify that and put that energy out there into the ether. Because you know that for things to change, it doesn't need a majority, unlike governments that need a majority to vote. Changing consciousness and belief systems and creating lasting change can happen when enough people are in the same frequency. So this month, the overriding themes are an evolution and transformation in our ascension process. And in that evolution and transformation, there's a few things that we need to be aware of. So the first one is throwing out old knowledge. It's a little bit like, at the beginning of January, we all go through our things and we kind of go, oh, I'm having a spring clean, or I'm getting rid of things. It's as though we're doing that now with our beliefs, with our thoughts, and sometimes with our stuff. What's excess? What don't we really need anymore? And really, not even being too attached to it, but just going, don't need it, it's gone, it's done. And we're going to be doing that physically, but we're also going to be doing it within our own health. So there'll be this understanding at a deep, deep, deep level of how amazing our bodies are in renewing our well-being. This sense of, we may have been on the treadmill for a while. We may have had periods where we've either been stopped through accident, illness, injury, low energy, whatever it's been. There will be an understanding of the power that you have to change that story, and to listen at a deep level. And I'm seeing that we're listening at a deep level to what it is that we need, so that we're honoring at a deep level the need to rest, the need to nourish, the need to nurture, but all of those things, it's almost like that we needed the physical reminder of how powerful we actually are. Now, I do want to say with the illness, injury things, what I'm observing, and I'm observing this through first-hand experience, which is the way spirits seem to like to work with me. I experience it so I can then talk about it and share it. But what I'm noticing is that it's like, what is our weak point? What is the place within our physical bodies where whenever we are unwell or we feel low, where does it flare up? Now, for me, it's the lungs. It's this, but it's actually the breath energy of being able to take in. So I'm going to say to you, have a look at yourself. Have a look at what are the things that are occurring, and just maybe become aware of whatever's going on for you. What is like your Achilles heel? What's that part that every time you go downhill that something rears up? because that's going to be your clue as to what it is that you need potentially to change the story around. So we're throwing out old knowledge, things that aren't really serving us. We're reminding ourselves of our capacity to reinvigorate, to recharge our bodies, to just to heal them, but in a way like we've never healed before. And there will be an awareness in that of your story and what that story is or has been. I'm going to get through this, right? So it's like an awareness of owning yourself. So the clarity of your reality, and whatever reality you've created in your life, it's because you've had a set of beliefs, and that those beliefs are so deep within you that this is a time that you've got to see what the reality is. So there's a clarity in what you believe. And what you believe, by the way, may not be true. So it's, do relationships always go a certain way? Do you always end up in a certain situation? Do people always treat you a certain way? These are the kind of beliefs that this diamond crystalline grid of light is helping us to clear, transmute. That's the energy of Saint Germain, the transmuting of it, the releasing of it, so that we get the clarity. And when we get clarity of the reality that we have created, then expect this. Expect that you might get this kind of sudden sound that comes in. And it'll be just like a frequency thing. So you might be going about your everyday, and suddenly it's like this, noise that will either come in one ear or the other. It might come in both ears, and you'll hear it. So it will stop you, and you'll stop and you'll go, oh my goodness, what is that? Now, often when I'm teaching things like around clairaudience, people think, oh, that's the clairaudient channels opening. And sometimes it is. But what I have been shown is that when this frequency of sound comes in, this is also our this army of light that is around us. They're saying, right, they're ready for this next level of readjustment. So when that sound comes in, what it's doing is it's actually shifting things out of the cellular memory, almost as though we won't even think about things that have upset us in the past. It's that your soul is now ready. So July is just really this month where you're going to kind of go, here I was in June, here I am in July, and there's a completely lighter, brighter energy. There's more of an understanding of that you are the creator, but that also there is helping you to shift, to release, to let go, but to reposition. It's like a repositioning of the cellular structure within our bodies. So for many of you, you may be currently still going through times of tiredness, maybe a bit of a virus, tiredness and a virus. And it's interesting, isn't it? Like, I remember when COVID came out, before it came out, I'd said there's going to be a lot of things going viral. And that's what happens, isn't it? In the news, something goes viral. People look at things and it goes viral, which means everybody wants to see it, everybody wants to know about it, everybody buys into the energy of it. So this, sometimes experiencing something that feels like a virus is a program within our body. It's like software, we're like software. So it's old programming that is coming up, and in the rest, in the illness, in the knowing what you've got to do for yourself, you're going to see things much more clearly. Now, you may not have the illness. You might be observing it in others. But you may be aware already of this, this kind of underlying, oh my goodness me, things are shifting. So potentially you're seeing clearer your own story, which is something that can be rewritten at any time. You're seeing the fact that you can choose reality. So I really know that this pink diamond grid of light, I would encourage you, those of you that do meditate, that when you're meditating, imagine that you could see yourself sitting in the center of the globe. You see an image of the world. Put yourself in the middle of it, just like the Buddha sitting behind me, sit in your position. And just imagine, just like a net where lines cross, and on those cross lines, there are these pink diamond jewels of light that as you tap into your core essence, the beauty of that is going to be reflected like a rainbow all over the planet, but all through your being. And it's to help you understand that your contribution counts, but not to do it for, I guess, in a way saying, we're out there to save the world, because we're not really. We're out here to live our truth, to live with happiness, and to find that essence of our being, which is actually love, creation, innovation, and harmony. That's who we are at our core. So I'm going to use the Art of Love Tarot by Tony Salerno. Truly love this deck. And with the cards, I just would like some more insight into maybe this sound, the frequency of sound, and our ability to receive it, and the reprogramming that's going on. I'd like some information on all of the things. Okay, so 17, the star and hope. So that tells me it's an angelic frequency that is coming in, that it is to help you release those parts of you that have experienced repetitive situations where sometimes that is what is creating your current reality. So the sound frequencies that come, and they may be like bells, they may be, however it's going to come to you, it's going to come. But it will be of angelic frequency, it will be of healing frequency, it will be of rainbow light, but it will shift energy within you so that almost instantaneously you're going to kind of check in with your body, and you're going to go, that's not there anymore. Where I used to struggle with this, I'm not struggling with it anymore. So I feel there'll be a lot of kind of massive breakthroughs in the energy of love, the energy of relationships, the energy of, this thing of what you're bringing to the world. So let's see what else. Anyway, we'll just draw another couple of cards just for this month of July and say, well, what else is the insight there? That's an interesting one. 10 of Stars. And it says hoarding on the card. And that card for me is about the abundance of light, the abundance of joy, friendship, opportunity. And for me, this is saying align with it. Align with your truth. If you look at these top three stars, the blue one at the top, it's like the soul star chakra, that top energy within us, the crown chakra. And looking at all the other parts of us that maybe have been hidden or tied up in the earthly, tied up in the, that stuff we do of how am I going to survive? How's this going to work? And it's kind of saying, look, tap into, call in the divine. And I really love the divine intelligence that is working through us each and every day. Just coming with us to bring us closer. Oh, that one wants to come out. Three of Angels, clarification. And I talked about our getting of clarity about the reality that we've created. Now, this is the Three of Swords in the tarot. So the Three of Swords always, it's that horrible image of the heart with three swords through it. But it's kind of saying what's pierced us, what has cracked us open, what has brought us the sadness, what's tied us up in knots, and how can we free ourselves? Because we're the only ones that can free ourselves. So expect, I guess, in a way, oh, she's holding peace lilies too, which I think is super beautiful. And see the stars around the head. So it's almost like there is a reforming of the thought processes, you know, so it kind of reinforces exactly what I spoke about. And because I do, I think we'll just have another one. Page of Angels, mysticism, and butterfly at the solar plexus energy. So this is the ability to transform, to renew, to create things in your life, not through the traditional ways, not through the old ways, to have the awareness of your capacity as a mystical being, as a divine being, as a creative being that is constantly recreating your physical body, but is constantly creating your own reality. So I feel this month we're going to be really blessed with a lot of beautiful ways. So I feel like this month we're really just going to be blessed with the insight of awareness. We'll tap back into the mystical. The mystical will show itself. The angels, the guardians who are helping us and walking with us every day, they're making their presence felt. And I would say to you, just be really, really open. Be really aware of the way that your guides, your angels, are making themselves known. Definitely through numbers again at the moment, 1144, 1133, 1111. All this combination of double numbers or triple numbers, just reminding you that you are on the right path. Look for the rainbows. Look for the signs from nature that will just appear in places where you wouldn't expect them to appear. Because, we normally expect to see rainbows, don't we, when there's sun and when there's rain. But sometimes the sun will reflect off something that will bring a rainbow. Or there'll be a crystal in your place that will suddenly light up. So be aware of the signs, because what that's doing is it's helping you see that the reality is so multi-dimensional. And you are multi-dimensional. So my prayer for you for July, or my wish, is that you experience yourself in that multi-dimensional way. And while I'm here, I do want to mention again that I have a retreat coming in Springbrook on the 30th of September this year to the 4th of October, or 3rd of October, I can't remember. It's on my website, and I'll put the link in here. But this is a retreat that's designed to help you tap into your soul sense, to live life intuitively, so that you totally understand who you are, so that you can recreate your reality in any moment, and so that you can live the life that is, kind of exciting. I want to say let go of all the noise that's going on. I think it's interesting to see that the sun itself is in its zenith. It's sending off a lot of solar flares. There's a lot of energy coming to the earth, which is as above, so below. When it brings down a solar, when an X flare comes, there's a volcano that comes up. It's like energy in, energy up. So I think you have to understand that from a metaphysical point of view, we've chosen, all of us, to be here in this time of immense shifting and changing, ascension, evolution, transformation. So whatever is deeply buried within us is going to keep coming up. Stay the course. It's been a tough year so far, but it's almost like, there's a tough experience, but then there's an aurora, then there's this display of light, then there's this magical thing that happens that totally shifts your perspective. So focus on the good, focus on the positive. Don't be afraid of the downs, because they're just part of the process. And whatever is deeply buried, the only way it can clear is for you to have clarity of the reality that you've created. Wishing you all the very best for the month, and love to hear your comments. See you later.